see a few clouds out here across downtown Portland this morning. A very comfortable morning, though. Time to break out the short sleeves, and it's only going to get warmer as we progress through the day. We're down here at downtown Portland at the Bite of Oregon. It opens today at 11, goes all the way until 11 o'clock tonight, and we're here again with Gavin McMichael, our chef that we checked in with a little earlier in the show, and he's been cooking mussels over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah,
sort
we're
of
just about ready to go. Yeah, so I've taken it off, and then what I did was I just let it cook down a little bit further, and that just kind of creates our sauce. We can actually go ahead and turn this off. Just hit it with a little butter, and it's just a kind of a quick creaming thing that a lot of chefs do. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take our mussels out, and you can, of course, you know, depending on who you are and just how anal you are, you can just dump them and go, or you know, kind of what we do, of course, at the restaurant is we take them out and we just kind of line them up so they're gonna fan out.
Pretty.
Little mussels flour, if you will.
Great presentation here.
Yeah. Presentation is everything. You know, that's how we justify our existence here as chefies. We're just going to load all those great mussels in. You can, like you said, if it was smell-o-vision, you could sell. You could
sell this quickly.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
Okay, well, we're going to check back in with you. We're first going to do the weather for the day, and it looks pretty good for today. I think we'll see these clouds sort of breaking out by the afternoon. We are going to see the chance of a few thunderstorms, and that does include the valley. So Portland is included in that. We'll go up into the upper 80s for today, and winds should be fairly light. So overall, it will be a great day to come out here, get a few ideas here on the chef's stage, and that is open until 8:30 this evening, as Gavin continues to pour the sauce on there.
So
I hope that you guys are waking up to just a beautiful presentation of mussels here this morning. And Gavin, we thank you for joining us this morning and getting up so early.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here. And everybody, come down, get some food.
Of course. Bite of Oregon, again, all of the proceeds go to Special Olympics, and we'll be checking in with them in just a few minutes. Of course, more on your forecast as well later in the show. Back to you, Kim.
Christy, thanks. It is a lot of fun because you can sample a lot of great food, just little plates, and hit a lot of territory, get a lot of taste that you wouldn't ordinarily get in a restaurant because you just get too full. So
you got it. Absolutely.
We'll look forward to getting back to you shortly. Mallory Gwynn, our garden guy, is on vacation today, but before he left, he did this story for us. Gardeners east of the Cascades faced a lot of problems that we just don't see here in the Willamette Valley. Temperature is the main reason. Finding plants that are colorful during the heat of the summer in the desert can be especially hard. But Mallory found some plants in Bend that will brighten anybody's garden.
Now, recently on our road trip to Bend, we caught up with Cindy Jeffers of Land Systems Nursery. And Cindy, thank you so much for letting us be here. You have a beautiful nursery.
Thanks.
How long have you been here?
We've been here since 1980.
1980. And you put together some plants for us today that are very similar to what we see on the west side. So tell us, can these actually grow over here?
Actually, everything we have here will grow. There are some things that need to have a little bit of care, such as the, obviously, annuals don't last as long over here as they do in the valley.
Just a shorter period of time,
Right,
though.
much shorter growing season, usually from, we figure, Memorial Day through about mid-September.
Very nice. Now, you have a little spruce, blue spruce back here, and it does okay here, yes?
Great, and the deer don't eat it.
And that's important when it comes to looking at the rest of these guys. In fact, let's take a look at here. Have a beautiful Vanderwolf pine right here. Certainly they don't bother pines, do they?
They do a little bit, but we're trying to get some new things here in the nursery that are hardy. And this is just one that does very, very well. We've actually sent this down past Sun River, and it performs very, very well. So it's kind of fun to do new things.
Very good.
People think nothing grows here, so we've got to try new things all the time.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that you did put a little juniper
I did.
there. Just kind of a joke, right?
Right.
Okay, because juniper's not the only thing that grows.
That's right. That's right.
Very
Most people
nice.
think that.
Well, let's talk about some of the other ones. Beautiful flowers.
Okay. I put together quite a few perennials here, and perennials do excellent here. Very, very well. They like well-drained soil, and we sure have that with the sandy soil.
You do. Do you have to amend it, though,
Definitely.
to stop some of that?
Definitely.
Okay.
We usually recommend a half compost, half organic, or half organic and half native soil mixture.
Okay.
So
pretty stout then. I mean,
yeah, because we don't have any organic material.
Nothing.
No.
Very good. Okay, what about the rest of these guys?
Well, I put together not only, we've got perennials, and I did put some, shrubs over here.
Right.
I tried to pick a couple of things that like the potentilla that deer don't eat.
Right.
Usually deer don't eat fuzzy-leafed plants or yellow flowering plants.
So the yellow, stark yellow potentilla, they
don't
kind of stay away from that.
Right, right.
Very cool.
Right. I did also put some plants. One thing I did want to say is there's a lot of things that grow over here, but they're not as hardy as maybe people would think. They might survive, but they don't thrive.
Right.
And one of the things is Japanese maple, and they definitely need a real protected spot, and people come here all the time and want those and dissectums, and dissectums just don't do well at all.
Aren't good over here.
No, but there's alternatives.
The palmatums,
Right.
they're going to do relatively well, but sometimes they need protection.
Definitely, oh, all the time.
Okay.
Because we have such late freezes, that's one of our big problems is late freezes.
Yeah.
And usually you can plan on a freeze, you know, into the mid part of June. And we did have one mid-June this year.
Is that right?
Killing frost killed lots of things, not only annuals, but setback perennials, shrubs, lots of different things.
So in a case like that, when that happens, people just kind of start over if they put out some of their, if they were, you know, just antsy. Like most people are really antsy, right? And
Right.
so those early frosts, they kill them, they just start over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get somebody that's from out of the area and they come in April expecting to have this, and
It's just not gonna
we
happen.
have this, but you better not take it home, or you better have a greenhouse.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Okay, barberries, they do okay?
They do very well.
Very good.
And we're trying some new varieties. There's a new variety down here called Lime Glow.
This little beauty.
And
yeah.
so we're trying new things all the time.
Right.
We miss sometimes, but
Right.
you know, people get tired of the same old things here, and people use the same things over, and so we're trying real hard to get them to use other things.
Very good.
So
they've got a beautiful display here. More than that, you have a beautiful nursery.
Thanks.
And if you are in the Bend area, you need to stop by Land Systems because it is a spectacular garden center. Thank you so much, Cindy,
Thanks,
for allowing
Mallory.
us to be here.
Thanks.
Okay, here at Par Lumber, who would you expect to find none other than Chris Erskine? Chris, good to see you, man.
How you
Come on
doing,
down
Mallory?
here before I kick that ladder out from under you.
Okay.
It's good to see you.
You too.
And put an interest right through this beautiful arbor
There you
that
go.
you were just building. Hey, are these tough to put together?
No, not at all. They're very simple. You get them in a box about this size here.
Yep.
And most of it's already pre-assembled. You get a bag of hardware, some screws, you get up there, spend a little time, you have a beautiful arbor.
Very good. Well, if you haven't figured it out, we're talking about arbors here and maybe some trellises right at the tail end of this, but it's a great way to add a nice gateway to your garden, and what a beauty right here. Now, let's talk a little bit about this one. This is built out of cedar,
This is cedar.
okay, and it's pretty tolerant to the outdoors.
Oh, it's actually extremely tolerant to the outdoors. It's really, other than redwood, probably about the best product you can use outside.
Okay, very good. Now, if you don't put a treatment on this particular, it's going to change a little bit of color.
Right, it's going to turn into a silvery gray.
Okay.
You know, if you want it to stay more of a natural or more like the color of cedar, you can use a product like this here.
Right there. Right, and you brought this to us not too awfully long ago on the show. It's a great, great sun protector right here.
Right, you get protection from the sun as well as the other elements out there. So
Okay, and Chris, what style is this particular arbor?
this one's what we call a Far East style,
Okay.
Far Eastern style, as
Yep.
compared to more of a traditional style.
Yeah.
As you get something like this in this box, most of this is already assembled for you.
Is it?
Yes, so you just put the top pieces on. That's about it.
So it makes it pretty darn easy for the homeowner to
Oh,
just put
absolutely.
together. Okay, very
Absolutely.
good. Well, listen, this is another style right here. This is a little bit more traditional style
Right.
arbor.
Exactly. So, like if you were talking price to this one and this one, about $100 to $120.
Really?
Yeah, and you can get them up to about $200 though.
Okay, but that's pretty reasonable.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
120 bucks. That's pretty doggone good price.
Mhm.
Very good.
Okay.
Well, listen, same thing here. This is cedar. If you need to treat it, you can certainly treat it. as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's look at some trellises here.
Okay.
We got some laid out right here against the Good Day Lifestyle Subaru. Now this is, I think you called this a ladder
This
trellis.
is a ladder trellis,
Okay.
absolutely. And you can see just two different sizes. They're meant to do, when I think of trellis, I think of you put this up against someone's house or
Yeah.
a building so you can have climbing plants.
Right.
And
Perfect.
as compared to the one behind you there, Mallory, that's more of a fan, that's called a fan trellis.
Okay.
So same thing, a little different style.
Yeah. Now, on this, of course, another option would be to just go ahead and tuck that right down into a large pot
Right.
and send some runners right up to that
There you go.
as well. Some maybe annual Thunbergii or something like that would be
Mm-hmm.
perfect for it, for the garden. Now, what is the price range of these guys?
You can go anywhere from $9 on up to about $16, $17 for them.
Very reasonable. It's a good, just a great way to add some structure to your garden. And what a better place to come than Par Lumber.
Sounds good
And
to
Chris,
me.
thank you very much for bringing this stuff for us today. And why don't you try a trellis or an arbor this year in your garden?
They are fun to build. If you do want to build your own trellis or arbor, you can always check with the experts at Par Lumber. They have all the great advice and the right materials, and it's an easy project you can easily do in one day. Coming up next on Good Day Lifestyles, will Christy bite off more than she can chew? Christy is bringing us more from the Bite of Oregon at Waterfront Park this morning. And does your hosta have sunspots? Mallory checks in with an expert on summer plant care. The time is 8:21. The Garden Hour of Good Day Lifestyles continues right after this.